Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with an exciting tutorial. So there has been a lot of requests to me like to create a video on Grafana Loki. So this will be a great interesting tutorial where we'll be going through complete end-to-end process of Grafana Loki. So to get started, we will see what is Grafana Loki first. So to give you some information, so Grafana Loki is a horizontally scalable and highly available and multi-tenant log aggregation system, and this is inspired by Prometheus. So this is a log aggregation system, the Loki, which we are going to see in this tutorial, and it's designed to be very cost effective and easy to operate. So why, some information like how Grafana Loki is working. So because it's built around the idea of only indexing the labels or metadata of logs. So you are not going to index the all logs. So what it does is like it only do indexing the metadata of logs, leaving the original log messages unindexed. That means Loki is cheaper to operate and can be order of magnitude of more efficient. Okay, so this Loki project was started by Grafana Labs in 2018, and this is open source or released under Apache license. So we will see more about Grafana Loki in the upcoming slides. So before that, I would request you, if you are new to my channel or if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click on the subscribe button. Also like my video, share and comment. So let's see more about the benefits of Loki. So to give some details, like as we discussed, the Loki only doing the indexing of metadata, so not the full logs. So that's one of the benefit of using Loki, and Loki is a very cost effective because it's needed less usage of memory, so you don't have to order for high memory systems. So and the logs, which can be stored on object stores like S3 or even like a file share. So that's a very cost effective setup. And also Loki support multi-tenancy. That means by using multi-tenant ID, each tenants have their data stored separately. And also the mode of operation, Loki is optimized for running both locally and also for scaling horizontally. So that these are some of the benefits of using Loki. So let's see more about how the setup what we will do in this Grafana Loki tutorial. So there will be three components which you'll be seeing in this tutorial. One is called Promptail. So if you have not heard about Promptail, Promptail is a client which fetches and forwards the logs to Loki. Okay, so that's what Promptail does. And Loki, as we spoke about, it's a log aggregation system, and it's horizontally scalable, highly available, and multi-tenant. And we'll have Grafana. You'll have also seen my Grafana tutorial. So it's a visualization tool which support Loki as data source. So Grafana support other data source also, like if you have seen previous tutorial where we have used Prometheus as data source, right? So in an architecture view, like in this tutorial, what we will do is like we will have logs on which we want to send it to Loki. So what we will have is Promptail, which will be doing this log collection and which will be sending to Loki, right? And from Loki we'll connect it to Grafana. So Loki will be added as a data source, and we will have the Grafana to show some charts or the data to be seen from Grafana. Okay, so that should be the complete architecture what we will be doing in this tutorial. And let's see the step-by-step process what we will do as part of installation of Loki, Promptail and Grafana, and we'll be doing on a CentOs machine. So there are other ways to do it. We can do it as a Docker containers, we can use Docker Compose, we can use Kubernetes services, but we are going to start this tutorial with the CentOs setup, which is the straightforward normal setup what we can do. And going forward in the upcoming tutorials, we will see how to set up on Docker containers and also as Docker Compose or even as a Kubernetes. Okay, so what we will do is we will install and set up Promptail, and that will be the one of the step, and then we will also install and set up Loki, and we'll also install and set up Grafana. And once we all have all those things set up, what we will do is we'll configure the data source in Grafana as Loki. So the Loki's data will be available in Grafana, and we'll be able to search it using Grafana. Okay, Okay, then we are straight into the demo now. We can go ahead and do the steps. So I'm using a CentOs machine, so I can do the setup here. So first we will do the setup of Grafana. So if I go to this Grafana download page, there are different setups available. You can use the yum install, you have binaries, you have different kind of setups. So we'll go with this standard standalone binaries. So I'll just use this wget. So if you don't have wget installed, you need to install wget to download the Grafana binary. So let's wait for this download to be completed. Okay, great. So we downloaded the Grafana binary, so you can see this over here. To make it a little bit more easy to have all the files on one folder, I will create a folder called Loki, and what I will do is I will move the Grafana tar file to Loki folder. Okay, so if you see it's moved to Loki, so I will go to that folder, so we can keep all the files over here. Okay, so now we need to untar this things or Grafana binary, so I will use this command. So I will link all this tutorial into the video description. So all the Grafana links and Loki and other links into the video description, so you can get it from there. Okay, so you don't need to write down these commands. So you can see I have a folder called Grafana 8.0.3. so I will just get into that, and you can see there are different folders. So I will go to bin folder, and you should have a Grafana server. So I will just start the Grafana server. Okay, so that the Grafana will be starting up. So now we can see Grafana is started on port 3000. So in order to access, you need to use the IP address of this machine and the port 3000. So this is the IP address and port 3000. Looks like it's not loading because we need to do some port open also. So we need to open the port for 3000 in the firewall. So in order to do that, I will just run this command. So I will give this command in the video description, and we need to reload the firewall. So you need to reload, then we can go and try accessing. So now we can see the page is loaded. So now we can log in with the username as admin and password as admin as well. So once you enter the username admin and password admin, it will ask you to set a new password. So you can set a new password. So now we are inside the Grafana login page, right? So you would have seen this multiple times in the previous Grafana tutorial. So this is the Grafana page, and now we need to have our data source, Loki and Promptail setup, right? So I will open a new session. So I will just clear out the screen. This is the same CentOs machine. So now we need to set up Loki and Grafana Promptail. So in order to download Loki and Promptail, you can go to this GitHub page where you will have different versions. So we will go for Linux AMD 64-bit, this zip file. Okay, don't go for this CLI or other versions. No, there are log CLI, but I don't go for that. Go for Loki Linux AMD 64 and also Promptail Linux AMD 64. Okay, so let me just download this zip file. So in order to download, I'm going to use the same Loki folder, so I can have everything inside that. So I will use the same wget and the GitHub location. So you can get this GitHub location from that link, which I will link into the video description. So let's just wait for this download to be completed. So the Loki is downloaded. So if you can see, the file is listed here. Let me download the Promptail as well. So this is the link for the GitHub link for Promptail Linux AMD 64.zip. So let's download that as well. So if you don't have wget, you will have to install wget before downloading this. Okay, so it's the same like we did for Grafana. So if you don't have wget in this machine, you need to have yum install wget to have it. So once this downloaded, we'll do the unzip of the this zip file so that we can get Loki and Promptail setup. Okay, great. So Promptail is also downloaded. So let me clear out the screen. So now you can see we have Loki and Promptail also available. This zip file is not required anymore because we already extracted a Grafana from it. So now we need to unzip it. So in order to unzip it, I need the unzip. So I'm going to install unzip first. Okay. So let's just wait for that installation to be completed. Okay. Let me install unzip. So let's wait for this installation to be completed, then we can use that for unzipping that folder of files. Okay, so the unzip is installed, so let's go and unzip the Loki and Promptail. Okay, so in order to unzip it, you have to use unzip and this file. So now you can see, you would be able to see like there is a file for Loki, and also you need to unzip Promptail. You should be able to see the file as Promptail as well. So let me remove those tar and zip file so that we don't have to use that. So now you have two files, Loki and Promptail, and this is for Grafana. So in order to start Loki and Promptail, we also need a configuration file. So what I will do is I will use an existing standard configuration file. So this is available in the Grafana GitHub. So this is a standard configuration file. You can edit it based on your requirement, but I just want to do for this tutorial, I will use this Loki configuration file, and also this is for the Promptail. So if you see in Promptail, what we are doing is we are pushing the logs to this localhost 3100, which is for Loki IP address, sorry, the port number. And also we are going to say in the scrapping, like you need to use this log location, so it will collect the logs from this location into Loki. Okay, so the port it's saying was 9080. So what we need is, first we need to download this configuration file, and also we need to open these two ports also on the machine. So let me just download these files first, YAML files. So I will use wget to download this YAML file. So you can see Loki YAML file is already available now. Okay, let's download it for Promptail as well. So now we can see both Loki and Promptail YAML files are available. So what we also do is, like, we will open the ports for those 3100 and also 9080. So similar the command which we have used to add the ports, we will use it here as well. So it's the command for 3100, and I will do for same for 9080 as well. Now let's reload the firewall. So these changes are applied. So if you don't open these ports, the connection will not happen between Loki and Promptail, so you will not be able to get the data on the Grafana. Okay, so now we can start the Loki and Promptail instance. So we can start with Loki, and we cannot just run it just like that. We also need to map this configuration file. So what you need to do is, we need to use the argument like config.file, and we are going to map it to this file. Okay, so if you are changing the file name to a different file name, you need to use that file name here. So let me run that. So now you can see Loki has started message, right? So Loki is started. Now we need to start the Promptail as well. So let me go to another session. Okay, we need to start the Promptail. So I will go for Promptail. Okay, I think we need to go to Loki folder, and we need to call Promptail. Okay, and we need to also use the config file here as well. So the similar way how we set the config argument like config.file, we are going to map the Promptail local YAML file, which is available here. So let's just run that. Okay, I think there is a small problem in the YAML file. Let me check that. For some reason, when we downloaded the YAML, it did not it have more content, so we don't need the whole thing. So we'll just copy it from the GitHub. So I'll just create it manually. So vi, I'm going to call the file as same as that. So let me just insert that. I'll just go to this GitHub and I'll just copy this content from this one, and I'll just go to the VI file and I'll just paste it. So let me just save this, and I will run the same Promptail with the config file. Now you can see it has started. So it has started. We'll just wait. Now you can see it has started, this path which we have told. So there are which we have around few files over here. So one is for tally log, and one is the last log, and the one is boot log, and there is one for main log, and there is a yum log. So I think these all files are sent to Promptail, and we should be able to see that to Grafana as well. So let's go to Grafana. Okay, so we have the Grafana here. So now we need to add the data source. So you can go to search for Loki, just search for Loki, and here we need to enter the IP address. So we'll use the same IP address with port 3100. So the change is only just 3100, and you can save and test. You can see data source connected and labels found, right? So we are done with the connection. We can go back to the home page. Okay, so you can see data source is connected. Let's go to explore. Okay, so now here you can see Loki from the drop down. Now we can do some search here. So I can do some query here. So I will just use this file names equal to var log yum.log, and if you see, we got some output, right? So this is the unzip, we just installed it, right? So we got some output here. So this is for last 1 hour. Let me change it for 30 days maybe, and I think there are nothing much installed here, so maybe more than 30 days, maybe 2 years. Yeah, it looks, this machine looks like I don't have much things installed, so maybe let's try with some other query. Okay, so I'll just go for boot.log. So let's try that. So looks like nothing over here as well. Let's see what all thing we have it. So let me go to dashboard. Let me create an empty dashboard, and let me check the browser what all thing we have. Okay, so in the file name looks like we have only yum.log. Yeah, so that's the problem. I think we have only just one log indexed over here, name job. So I think we have only just yum.log is what only we have available from that location, which is sent here. Okay, so that's why I think we have only yum.log. So you can see I just install zip. Also it's showing up here. So let me just try to make some other changes. Yum install maybe git. Let's see what it does over here. It's not completed yet, so let's see. Yeah, it's completed. Let's see whether we are able to see the log here. Yeah, now you can see it is showing quite some things, right, which got installed now. So no, it's you can see how we are trying to get the logs. Right now we are using the job here, so similar way you can run for the file name as well. So basically, what we are doing, you can see this charts coming up now, right? So be using this content, you should be able to make the changes. So only thing what we need to now you need to make some changes is like you should know this Promptail log. So here if you see we are scrapping only this log file. So if you want to make some changes, what log file you need to send it to Loki. You need to make some changes in this configuration, so it can send what necessary things into the Loki system, and that will be showing up on the Grafana as well. Using this, then you can make some charts or graphs as based on your request. So but ultimately I just wanted to show you how to set up Loki, Promptail and Grafana, so you should be able to get the data into the Grafana. So creating charts and everything, it's it's more of a common thing you should be able to learn with my other tutorial on Grafana, where we have created a lot of graphs and data on that. So in this tutorial we have seen how the logs can be sent through using Promptail to the Loki, right? And from Loki we are connecting to Grafana as a data source, so we should be able to see all the data in Grafana. You can create charts and everything with that. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope it's an informative tutorial for you, so kindly click on the subscribe button for more videos, and keep supporting by liking the video, sharing and comment.